Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a brand new live edition of Dodgers Territory. We are your hosts. I am Alanna Rizzo. That is my guy, Clint Pasillas. On my right, Clint, good to see you as always. Don't forget, everybody listening and watching, to get your questions loaded up in the chat. We want you to be a part of this. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, all the things. Let's get into the big ticket. And Clint, it is a big ticket because I think a lot of people from the outside looking in, as a baseball fan, you love this matchup, right? You know these two teams hate each other. The NLDS is set. Our Los Angeles Dodgers, their San Diego Padres going head to head again in the DS. Manny Machado said it after they won, that this is what America wants. I don't know if America wants it, but this is a big ticket. And now we know who the Dodgers will face. What's your opinion of San Diego coming to town?
The only thing that could make this better is if they could possibly match up in a World Series, which we know they can't. If there was a 7-game series, I think that would be a lot more knockdown, drag out, more fun for baseball. But listen, these two teams had to match up at some point. We had the fear in our souls about meeting up with this team. Suddenly, I don't feel upset about this matchup. The Padres got the upper hand against the Dodgers this season, but every time they kind of played, those were not the best version of the Dodgers. To be fair, we're not seeing the best version of the Dodgers here in this NLDS. But to Manny's point, yes, this is what people who watch baseball, this is what they want to see for sure. How are you feeling about it?
We're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. I'm nervous. I'm more nervous playing the San Diego Padres than I would have been perhaps playing the Atlanta Braves. The Dodgers were 5-8 against the show pods, as Jerry Hairston Jr. likes to call them, so far over the course of the 2024 regular season. Joe Musgrove doesn't look like he's going to be available. And while I never want anybody to get hurt by any stretch of the imagination, I think that's edge Dodgers, right? Joe Musgrove is one of their better pitchers, but they still have Dylan Cease. They still have this guy by the name of Michael King that the Yankees would certainly love to have back, especially if Juan Soto in free agency goes someplace else. So New York doesn't have Juan Soto for the long term, and they don't have Michael King. But the Padres are dangerous, and give them a lot of credit for getting to this point, obviously. That being said, you can't worry about the opponent, right? You have to live up to your strengths and play to your strengths. And the Dodgers are a team, Clint, that their season starts October 5th. They're built for the postseason. They're not built. There's something to be said about you're not supposed to be the regular season champs. You're expected to be in the World Series at the very least, and the team needs to be a World Series champ. Matthew Moreno, who I love, has been a great supporter of us and of Victory's Guardian Foundation, said this on Twitter, on X, sorry. Some of what Dave Roberts said about noticing a different edge with the Dodgers this October. Hearing about guys not caring who we play, they've got to beat us. And that's true. They needed a little bit of an extra edge, correct, Clint, to get out of the first round?
Yeah, I love this mentality because it feels like even talking heads like us, we focus so much about, we don't want to play this team. We don't want to play this team. The Padres are so good. The Phillies are so good. How about the Dodgers are a pretty freaking good ball club as well? And they have to have that mindset. I think the last 2 Octobers, there's been a little bit of timidness from this team, not wanting to I don't know if it's they don't want to show that they care or whatever, but you need to care right now. I don't care about your businessman like mentality. You show up, you score first, you keep them off the board, you get your crowd into it. That's going to be an important factor for this team as well too. You got the first 2 home games. You're playing at Dodger Stadium on the weekend. The crowd needs to show up, show out. You saw what it did for the Padres after that Fernando Tatis homer in Game 1 of the wild card series. That needs to shut the Padres down quickly. But this Dodgers team, they're as well built as they can be, and they got to do it at the top of the lineup in Shohei Ohtani, who's pretty good at baseball as well.
You're absolutely right about the crowd. There's no excuses, guys. I know it's a difficult place to get in and out of, but it is the weekend. I know some of us work on weekends. I get it, but go early, give yourself plenty of time, pack the stands, get in there. Don't leave early. Show what the Dodgers fan base is about. Show what Dodgers Nation is about, because I know that you guys care. And I know how passionate our Dodgers fans are. So let's show the world that, because, we have a bad reputation about fans showing up early, showing up late, leaving early. Have you tried to get headed to Dodger Stadium at 7 o'clock on a Friday night. It is not easy, my friend. It is not easy. All right, let's talk about some roster spots and some injury updates, if you will. Brandon Gomes told us that Miggy and Freddie Freeman should be available for game one. And unfortunately, no progress with Clayton Kershaw. This is from Fabian Ardaya. Does a great job with The Athletic. Freddie Freeman is supposed to face live pitching this week as he continues to rehab that sprained ankle. Clayton Kershaw isn't any closer to facing hitters. Haven't decided as far as a roster construction if it's going to be 13 and 13 or, 13, whatever it's going to be. 12 and 14 or whatever. Flaherty game one, Yamamoto game two. So those are your starters for the first two games at home. Anything on this give you pause?
No, I mean, we know we have some concerns when it comes to Miguel Rojas and Freddie Freeman. Of course, Freddie dealing with that ankle sprain. They said a couple days ago it's the size of a grapefruit. Listen, he's a tall, lanky, lumbering dude. He's not the most fleet of foot as it is. So if he can stand in the box and it doesn't hurt for him to swing, Freddie Freeman is going to be fine. Maybe he's not going to be adding too many triples or stolen bases, but he can still get the job done. Maybe at first base, you lose a little bit of range. You just got to play a little bit closer to the bag. I do worry about Miguel Rojas, who Dave also pointed out. He's been playing hurt all season long. Alanna, we know that he's been playing hurt, but this is a dude. I was going to say a kid. This is a grandpa. We need Abuelito out there at shortstop being the captain for this team. You need to have that leadership. And I do like the backups. You do have solid backups if you lose one of those guys. Kike Hernandez has been playing phenomenal here in the second half, really turned it on in September. Tommy Edman can play a fine shortstop, and that opens the door for Andy Pages. But you need to have as many of your starting lineup in there. You need to have Miguel Rojas. If he seems limited, you got to move him. You got to adjust. You got to pivot, whatever it is. But hopefully these few days that they're kind of working with help them out. But at the first sign of severe limitations, I hope this team is ready to pivot if it needs to.
I think Miguel Rojas is breathe, Clint, breathe. That's okay.
Yeah,
I think Miguel Rojas is the glue that keeps that infield together for certain. If Miggy's not available to be on the roster, obviously he can still be a leader, a cheerleader in the dugout, but we definitely need him to be on the field. Let me ask you this about roster construction. If they go 13-13, I mean, would you carry an extra pitcher? Would you carry an extra position player? Does it depend? I mean, does it matter now that we're playing the Padres? Would that have changed if the Braves were to advance?
No, I mean, we know how beat up the Braves are. They're missing a bunch of pieces. The Padres, and knowing the state of this starting rotation, I mean, they've kind of addressed it. I think he might have tipped his hand a little bit talking about, I think we have a graphic here on the screen that they're going to kind of lean on the bullpen, use that bullpen to pick up some more innings from the starters if they need to. Hopefully that shows that this is a Dave Roberts that's ready and willing to pull the trigger a little bit earlier on a starting pitcher if he needs to, if they need to. So where I'm saying I think they tip their hand, they might carry one more pitcher. You don't really need that much of a bench, and if that means maybe no Pages, maybe no Chris Taylor, even though I don't think that'll be the situation. I think it still ends up being 13-13, but I would not be shocked if they go to 14 pitchers just to survive this kind of, the gauntlet of an off-season or postseason. I don't want to get an off-season yet. My bad. That's the fear, I think, sinking in for me at times.
My fear is the fact that Dave Roberts even said that he really feels that the confidence in the bullpen can pick up the starters if they don't get deep into outings. I mean, I don't like that. I understand that he has confidence in the pen. I would much rather, though, that we had confidence in the starters to go deep into the game. And if necessary, then he feels confident that the Dodgers pen could pick up the pieces. I just, Yamamoto doesn't go deep into games from the outings that we've seen so far, really. I mean, over the course of the time that he has pitched. Flaherty does. Glasnow was, pretty decent at that, but obviously he's not available to us. So I do hope that, that they can figure this out and they can give you, oh man, I'd love it if you gave them 6 innings and then you can hand off the bullpen in the 7th.
To me, it feels like we're even going to be at a point with if you see a guy in the 5th inning at 60 pitches, he gets through 5 at 60. There's a chance they might even take him out at that point. 60 might be a little low, but I don't think they want to overexpose these guys, particularly if we get to a Walker Buehler or when we get to a Walker Buehler who will be starting Game 3. they want to get to those bullpen arms. Luckily, the Dodgers don't have a Josh Hader in the bullpen, so that goes a long way for the boys.
How
Shout
about
out
this?
anytime I get an opportunity to throw Josh Hader under the bus. But you got a lot of arms in there, and if they go with a Ben Kasparius, you got some length. If you go with a Justin Robleski, which maybe they do because they might want that third lefty out of the bullpen, just with so many of the lefty bats that are in that San Diego lineup. So they do have some options, which makes me, again, feel better than I did a year ago, where you're trotting out, the ghost of Clayton Kershaw's shoulder, and Bobby Miller, who went deer in the headlights right away, and then Lance Lynn, who, just as I said, that gave up another home run right now. So you feel
Oh
better
wow,
about
Lance Lynn is like it's shotgun on your rocket to hell or rocket to the moon. Lance Lynn is Nicholas. Our bullpen is better. It's a whole new ball game. Our starters need to go 18 batter max. No, see, I don't like that. I mean, Nicholas, I love you and thanks for being part of the show. It is a different game, but damn, I'm sorry. So what happens if this goes five games? You're gonna wear out your bullpen, and then you're screwed for the CS.
You got to win. You got to win this to even consider playing in the National League Championship Series.
Is that how it works? You have to win the division series before
you play. You got to win.
Oh, okay.
Score more.
All right. I was just gonna like jump over this shit and just go straight to the World Series. But thank you for the clarification on that. I didn't know that that's how it had to be. I don't know. Can you go deep into a game? And if you pull a guy like, why was Eflin pulled yesterday? Why he gave up one run? Why was Eflin pulled? Why was Peralta pulled by the Brewers in the first game? Like, what are we anyway? I know it's a new ball game. Get off my lawn, old lady yelling at clouds. All right, back in a second after a quick word from AJ Pierzynski, Eric Kratz, and Scott Braun on Huel.
We get it. Mornings are nuts. No time for breakfast, but you need to get your day started right.
What if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in seconds? Support for Foul Territory is brought to you by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand. With over 400 million meals sold worldwide, Huel is trusted by millions of people looking to fuel their days with convenient, complete nutrition. Try it for yourself with this exclusive FT offer. 15% off with the code FOUL at Huel.com.
You know we're all about saving time, but we get hangry, like a lot. I recently fell in love with the Huel Ultimate Super Greens Powder, which is a perfect blend of 91 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. I also love their complete nutrition bars, and those hot and savory pouches are fire too.
FT fam, give it a shot. Get 15% off with the code FOUL at HUEL.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters.
Thank you, Huel, for being a part of Dodgers territory. Did you let Idris Elba drink, Huel? Maybe you should drink that Nostradamus. If you could look like Idris Elba after drinking it, would be phenomenal. All right, Nostradamus. Here we go. This is a new segment here on Dodgers territory. Nostradamus would happen to be my guy Clint Pasillas. So prediction time, as you have your the magic 8-ball, all of those dumb things that we do. Who wins the series and why?
First, we got to shout out our guy, Derek Lewandowski, for making that beautiful graphic and helping us create this new front end. Dodgers win the series. I think if this is the three-venge match between these two teams, and this isn't the homer in me, I think you're seeing, and Dave Roberts alluded to it, brought it up. I think you're seeing a different aura. This is the word I'm choosing to focus on this postseason. You're seeing a different vibe, a different aura out of this Dodgers club. They have done plenty of homework on losing to the Padres in the postseason, plenty of homework and losing in the postseason. I think they're finally ready to put it all together, pass that practical test, move on, and maybe we'll see the NLCS again for the first time since 2021. But I got Dodgers in 4, and it's going to come down to the bats. Shocker right there. It's going to come down to the bat of Shohei Ohtani leading this team and other dudes chipping in where needed. My X factor, by the way, to cheat and move ahead a little bit, Will Smith. That's my X factor for this team. He's got to sneak up on them Padres somewhere in the middle of that lineup and do some damage.
All right, we talked to Matt Kemp on our show a couple of weeks ago about the aura, and that's something that's very important. You got to have an aura around the team. You have to have that belief, and I agree with you that you have to have emotion. It's okay to show emotion, Dodgers. We know that you guys are the team that has the best record in the league, home field advantage throughout the World Series. You continue to win the National League West, but I want you to get mad. I want you to get emotional. I want you to get excited. I want you to get pissed off if you don't do things the right way, and hold your teammates accountable. For me, and I believe this strongly, and I love this team, and I was with them for 7 years, and I do definitely want them to win the World Series every single year for the foreseeable future. But if you get bounced in the first round for the third straight year by a division opponent, it is a disappointing season. This is a Dodgers team that is built for the postseason. This is a Dodgers team that was built to start their year, a year that matters, on October 3rd. I don't care about regular season championships. I want a World Series championship, and that is what this team and this franchise is built to do. They have the resources. Guggenheim spends the money. They have no excuse to, again, money doesn't buy championships, but it buys really good players. They have all the resources, all the facilities, the best travel, the best hotels, the best food, the best trainers, the best, all of the things. You have to advance and bounce the Padres out of the first round. Or to me, this is a disappointing season. All right, my X factor is Teoscar Hernandez. I think, again, he comes up huge. You expect Shohei to Shohei. Betts have better production offensively than he did last season. Same with Freddie. I hope he hits a lot of bombs, because he's not going to be able to run very hard if he has an ankle the size of a grapefruit. So to me, Teoscar is my X factor in this whole thing. Continue to do what he's done all year. Just carry that into the postseason, Teo. And by the way, extend Teoscar Hernandez. All right, game one, Clint. Cease versus Flaherty.
Hold on. I want to go back for a second, piggybacking off of the Dodgers need to win in this postseason. We had a comment that popped up in the chat, somebody watching me on my old show last year, Steve, bringing up the fact that I said the Dodgers were going to win last year. Let me tell you something bluntly, folks here have been watching me for a long time. I lied to you last year. I didn't feel it. This team didn't have it last year. In 22, there was also something very much missing from that team. Just a bunch of boring white dudes. I didn't like it. There was a piece missing. They've slowly been kind of rebuilding, changing the vibes in that clubhouse, in the clubhouse, the personnel in that clubhouse. I thought there was too much old guard, too much complacency. I'm not throwing Justin Turner under the bus, but I'm not bringing up Justin Turner in that a little bit. Not to say he doesn't work hard, but there was just too much what you've seen from this club. We just expect to get here, and then you show up and, well, oh, damn, you got kicked in the teeth again. Well, maybe you got to be ready to fight when people are putting their fists up. So last year I wasn't feeling it. I said they were going to win because I get paid to say that they're going to win. This time, this is a different ball club. This is a different animal, and I'm ready to hopefully not have to eat these words in about a week. Anyways, that much said, Cease versus Flaherty.
Hang on. You better put your dukes up if you're going to talk shit about Justin Turner. Let's go. Listen, guy.
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Listen, Linda. Listen,
good
Linda.
Postseason since 2019 for this ball club, and yes, for all the things that JT did for this team to keep running him out there in that 3-hole or in that 4-hole or wherever he was in the lineup.
That's not JT's fault.
Well, yeah, but it became a problem for this team and its ability to advance in the postseason. And granted, now he was not here last year. He was there in 22, and had another rough postseason in 21. He was once again the heart and soul of that team. Got beat up. The hamstring gave on him. They didn't have him in the final games of the postseason. Now you got some different bodies, like you said. Your X factor, Teoscar Hernandez.
I get it. It's a different team. It's a different team. All right, we're gonna move on. Cease and Flaherty. Who do you like?
Love JT. Listen. That said, I mean, Dylan Cease is an ace. He's an animal, but they picked up Jack Flaherty to be that guy in the rotation as well. That also said, or expanding on that, I don't think he had the sexiest or the prettiest month of September. That gives me a little bit of pause, gives me a little bit of concern. But this is also a dude who has experienced postseason play in his career. He should be ready. He's pitching for his hometown team in front of his hometown crowd, 5:37 at Dodger Stadium in the evening. Dodgers fans, get this dude ready to go. 1-2-3 Padres in that top of the first inning. Shohei, get us going. Lead off homer, and then you ride onto the sunset into the LCS. So
I mean, the crowd's a huge factor. You've got to jump on Dylan Cease early. You've got to jump on whoever it is going to be in game 2, whether that's going to end up being Yu Darvish if Musgrove can't go, or if they actually move up King, which I doubt. Whoever it is, you got to jump on them early and get our crowd into it, get them out of it, make them feel like, okay, we're having a great year, but there's still Big Brother in blue on the other side. Again, game 2. Yeah, of course.
Can I expand on the crowd a little bit? This was something I wanted to say, and we talked about it on my channel last night. I dropped the video, but I need to see Dodgers fans with a different edge in this too. They need to understand the assignment that again, I said it earlier in the show. You saw what Padres fans did in San Diego at Petco Park. That invigorates a team. And I mean, admittedly, the Padres didn't score much after that 2-run Tatis homer. They kind of got it going again late. But LA people, get your heads out of your asses, show up to Dodger Stadium early, be in your seats. You understand there's traffic. You understand there's a crowd. Listen, go look up the guide that I put together at Dodgers Nation 2 years ago. Your how to get in and out of Dodger Stadium. There's ways. Don't go to gate A. Don't be a moron. There are better ways to get into Dodger Stadium. Get to your seat. They're going to tell you, wave your flag. We're about to come onto TV. Be loud. Be angry. Be violent. Well, don't be violent. That's a bad word. It's a bad word to choose when we're talking about Dodgers.
That's a bad luck. I do not co-sign on that message. Do not be violent. Still, you got to be in your seats. You got to be loud. Yeah, you've got to have that edge. And not for nothing, Petco Park is a lot smaller than Dodger Stadium. It's a lot more intimate. It's easier to be crowded in there and loud, but that's still no excuse. I give Padres fans a lot of credit. They filled the stadium. We've got to do the exact same thing. We've got to do the exact same thing and be energy. Energía. Let's go. All right. So again, thanks for being with us today on Dodger Stadium, guys, or Dodger Stadium at Dodgers territory. Keep getting your questions in. Clint's really good about checking the chat, and we love having all of you guys here. All right, Yamamoto in game 2. Fine, love it. Fine. Darvish, I like my chances against Darvish. Clint, a lot more than I do against King.
Yeah, Michael King. This could be the postseason emergence of one of those. We'll call them October aces. You saw something special out of him in game 1 of the wild card series. And I think if the Padres lose game 1, they're 100% turning to Michael King. Still, you've seen Yamamoto in the big stage before. That Yankee start, we keep going back to that Yankee start. This is that Yankee start, and it's at home. He pitches better at Dodger Stadium. He pitches better in the evening. Yama's got to shove. Yama's got to be an ace. And I said this on a stream or on a show I dropped yesterday. I need Yamamoto to go off this postseason just so I could text you, Alanna, and be like, ha, that's why you paid him all that money.
Fine. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I hope we see for years to come why he's a $325 million man. I haven't seen it yet. Again, I haven't seen it yet. I believe in you, Clint. I hope that that's the case. But I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it right now. I don't know what you're doing because your feed is all jacked up. I don't know if you're like broadcasting from a tunnel or what, but Musgrove may not be a factor. That's advantage Dodgers. How about this for a hot second before we move on? How about, and this is not the first time the San Diego Padres organization has done this. It's all over the internet, that they have decided that they are going to be geographically restrictive in terms of who can buy seats to the games. So sales in the event will be restricted to residents of San Diego County, Southern Orange County, Western Arizona, which is so stupid, Las Vegas, and the surrounding area, and all of Baja California. Residency will be based on credit card billing address. Orders by residents outside of those areas I just mentioned will be canceled without notice and refunds given. Scared much? This is so ridiculous. What if you are a massive San Diego Padres fan and you live in LA What if you live in Hollywood? What if you live in, in Studio City and you can't legally based on your billing address? So now you got to call grandma that lives in, in freaking wherever in San Diego and ask grandma to buy you the ticket, and then you're going to Venmo grandma the money. Like, this is so ridiculous. If you don't want your stadium to be filled with Dodgers fans, and wouldn't you want Dodgers fans to spend their money in your community, in your stadium? I mean, it also doesn't prevent, this is the dumbest thing ever. And I think the Yankees are doing it too. I saw it also that the Yankees are preventing this also. I've only seen that one time though, so I need clarification and confirmation on that. They know Dodgers fans will own their stadium. Well, then buy tickets. If you don't want Dodgers fans coming, then you need to bring your buddies. That's just dumb.
There's of course, a very famous Kobe Bryant meme, soft. That's all I got to say. It's soft. This was a Peter Seidler thing. Rest in peace. He wanted this 2 years ago, and I don't think. Then I think the Padres needed to do it. Now Padres fans, they got clowned on by Dodgers fans for a long time, for being new to the sport, being new to watching baseball. But all of a sudden, they're showing up, they're showing out. But still, have faith in your fan base to be able to show up to the game. And if you do have fans of your team in San Diego, well, they're going to need to call their friends in Escondido, or sorry, if they're living in LA, yeah, they call your friends in Escondido to buy you some tickets or something like that. But yeah, it's just dumb. Let the fans watch their teams. Let the fans watch baseball. Thank you, Anthony
I'm just
Keene.
calling everybody at the San Diego Zoo and being like, hey, can I borrow your credit card and your billing address? I'll go ahead and Venmo you or Zelle you $300 so I can go watch LA play. It's just silly. It is. You said it really great. Just have faith in your own fan base, that your own fans are going to show up and represent you guys. You don't have to block people from going to your games, because it's almost like, not allowing them to wear certain shirts, or having when the Diamondbacks made the Dodger fan that was sitting behind home plate take off, his Dodger shirt or whatever. Just come on, man. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, time now for last licks. Okay, so this is Athena. This is a sweet baby girl that is healthy. She's spayed. She's good to go, but she desperately needs a adoptive home. She's in a foster home right now. It's not the most ideal fit for her. So she's looking for an adopter. She is in Koreatown in the Los Angeles area, so she can't buy tickets to the game because she lives in Koreatown. She's going to have to talk to one of her friends in the San Diego area to see if she can get in on Bark at the Park at Petco. But please reach out if you're interested in adopting her. She's a sweet little pitty mix, really sweet demeanor, gets along with other dogs, gets along with kids, just a beautiful girl. GoodreadsGuardian.org, or hit me up on social. I can give you more information. And tonight is the second to last night that you can bid on Taylor Swift tickets. The bidding for these 2 tickets ends tomorrow at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 tickets to the Eras Tour in Indianapolis, Indiana. Great seats that were donated to the foundation by a big-time Dodger fan, Christina Gatewood, and also a big-time Goodreads Guardian supporter. And Christina lives in Arizona, so she can maybe get tickets, because you're allowed to in Western Arizona. I'm going to have to tell her to go from Scottsdale to Western Arizona so she can flip and buy tickets to see her squad. But bid high, bid often. Every single cent from those tickets goes to dogs in need. All right, Clint, I know you had a show recently where you were talking about a bunch of this stuff and why we should be positive going into this series. What's coming up on your show next?
Next, no stream tonight. I will not be streaming. I did just drop a video yesterday with a friend of our channel here, Scott Gearman of Dodger Blue. So we talked all about your boys in blue there. I will be live Saturday morning, 11 a.m. We'll be previewing the series myself, along with producer Kevin. I will be post-gaming this weekend as well. So if you guys are looking to get angry, don't worry. I'm going to the store and I'm getting some more booze. I'm sorry that my camera is so crappy and shitty and poor right now. That won't be the problem when I'm streaming at my house or when I'm streaming over the weekend. Yeah, look at that. Even you're ready. Look at that.
Again,
ready
Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark making these really cool Dodger logoed and Dodger emblemed, all the things, the glasses, the coasters, the bottle, all the things. So thanks, Maker's Mark, for sending that our way. We appreciate it. Hopefully we can get you on board on Dodgers territory either the rest of this postseason or next year. And that's it. We're going to be back on Monday. Clint and I will obviously have a lot to talk about. There will be 2 games by that point of the NLDS between the division rivals. We appreciate you guys. Bring a friend, smash that like and subscribe button. Keep Clint sane over the course of this because he's probably going to have trouble breathing. All right. Like us, subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube. All right. We're going to see you Monday, and we will have post-game shows next week as well.
Bye.